This live coverage is brought to you by the Film Crew.
Welcome back. Here we are, day number 2, game number 2, Saturday night, Queenstown Arena, for the second game between the SkyCity Stampede and the West Auckland Admirals. I'm Dave Dubnick, and I have Ian Wanamaker with me. Ian, spectacular game last night. Big win for the Admirals. Yeah, we were talking. Tell us, we might as well tell the people what we were saying about tonight, what's got to happen.
Kia ora whanau. Yes, very much looking forward to how this game's going to shape up, because last night's game was a very hard-fought contest with Stampede actually starting a little bit not casual, just a little bit, I'd say apprehensive was more of the word. They weren't dictating the pace of play as they normally do. So there was a West Auckland Admirals victory in overtime, 3-2, which didn't have a lot separating these teams. So,
well, whenever you go into overtime, you know that it's a close-fought battle.
Yeah, because you're tied going into it. So that there's and they were on the power play, the Admirals, and if you're going into overtime short-handed, that is a bit of a recipe for disaster, because you're already under the pump. You're in that pressure cooker situation where it's, you have to score or someone's going to have to score, but you're down a man. So, yeah, all of the goals last night came on the power play, 4 of the 5, and one of them while the goalie was pulled for the extra attacker with the delayed penalty about to be called. So it was definitely a penalty fest. West Auckland were the least penalized team in the NZIHL, and they had 92 minutes in penalties coming into the game over 12 games, in fact. In last night's game alone, they racked up 52 minutes in penalties in that game. So that's 56.5% of their entire penalty total in one game.
Yeah, but when you talk about that, just going back to that power play goals, what that tells you is that such an even battle when they're both all on the ice, which leads to tonight. Coach Cam Freer will be having to say for the Stampede, stay out of the box.
Absolutely, Dave. Discipline is going to be a massive factor in this game tonight. Both teams are going to look to put their authority on the game early, I reckon, especially the Stampede. They want to come back and say, hey, West Auckland, this is our building. We are here to play. They've got a little bit of an altered lineup tonight. We've got Aston Brooks starting in net. They've added Colin McIntosh, one of their star local, well, I should say he's a local now, but he hails from Canada originally, very talented individual. He's in there to bolster the lineup. So they will be having a calm presence with him in the game. But you're right, discipline, huge factor.
So we're only less than a minute away from this. start of this game. We have a few things that'll be happening prior to the game, but we also have some exciting action between the first and second period. We've got the little ones skating on what we call a cross-ice battle. Wonderful to see this. Ian and I were able to have this conversation prior to the, just while we were waiting for all this to get ready. And it's about the next generation, about the evolution of hockey, seeing these young ones coming up. And when last weekend in Auckland with the women's, being able to see those cross-ice games as well. I mean, how spectacular as an 8-year-old to be out there in front of fans and all your heroes.
And that's it. It's seeing and establishing that connection between your heroes. And it's more tangible. It's real. It's connecting the kids to the people that they see and look up to. In Queenstown, you should be proud. You got a group of 8 or 10 kids here. They're going to be on display after the first and second period. And
then they'll go home and watch it on live stream.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look at me, look at me, look at me. How wonderful. So we're just going through the starting lineup. Ross Burns, the in-house announcer, and busy man with his assistant managing roles as well.
And there'll be a bit more to say about that man that is announcing right now, Mr. Ross Burns, also known as Roscoe.
Tonight's referee is Kenny Gustafson, and linesman Ben Rotto, and linesman Aaron Chisholm. So Ben Rotto was also linesing last night, so he'll have a feel for this game.
That's good. I do appreciate, Dave, that you know these guys on a first-name basis. Often the best referees are the ones you don't know and don't notice.
That's so true. Yep. The best referee is one that's never been noticed. Good point.
So both of the teams, the SkyCity Stampede and the West Auckland Admirals, are currently lining up on both blue lines. They are going to be taking a moment here to acknowledge Mr. Ross Burns, one of the longtime serving volunteers. He's been involved in this ice hockey community for over 17 years or more, in fact. This man, he's always put his hand up if they've ever needed anything, from fundraising, drives, picking up rubbish from high school ice hockey teams at the Rugby Sevens here in Queenstown, to washing the team jerseys. The guy's reputation for order with respect to on-ice uniform is legendary in this Stampede organization.
He's synonymous with the name Stampede. You'll notice the last name Burns. Cullen Burns, his father, and there's a young Cullen being an uncle, and Ross being a granddad of a young one that'll be playing on cross ice today too, which is really exciting.
There's a generational thing happening.
Absolutely.
Which is fantastic. I'm just going to add a little bit more here about Ross, because there's so many things we can say about this man, but he's been a team manager through the various age groups for local and representative teams, including an international friendship tour to Japan. The Stampede have benefited from many years of his service as a manager and team leader. So he's brought this professionalism on many aspects of what the team represents: family, community, achievement. We usually find out him at the home games delivering our rinkside commentary. So, wow, amazing. So he's honored for his service to New Zealand ice hockey. Also as his past manager of the Ice Blacks. He was the manager of the Ice Blacks when I played. Well-run, oiled machine, like phenomenally organized man.
And that is Luana Freer, mother of Coach Cam Freer, mother of Lockie Freer, mother of Mitchell Freer, who is another, and obviously Neil Freer, her husband, like another family. We talk about community. This really is Hockey Town.
So at the moment, Ms. Freer is presenting Mr. Burns with an ice hockey jersey that we've all signed. Excuse me, I'm getting choked up just watching this.
Yeah, Ian, I don't know what it's like in Auckland, but we joke about hockey, the fraternity here in Hockey Town. You know, you can try to get out, but they continue to drag you back in any way they can. Seeing Bert Haynes back up on the ice, and I know that we see people returning to hockey as coaches and managers once they finish their playing time. And that reminds me of home, actually, the back in Canada, how the love for the sport and the close community. So, little saying hi to the goaltender, reminding him of his duties. Aston Brooks, again, as Ian mentioned, starting out in net for Stampede. Just a different flavor there. It's more, Joel, nothing wrong with Joel Hasselman, just a different type of spice.
Yeah, you got Brooks. Two options that are great there in net for the Stampede, that's for sure. But you got Chubb in there. It's no slouch. He's faced an awful lot of shots.
Well, Chubb, did very well last night, so keeping him in.
Yep, he stopped 33 shots. Sorry, there were 34 shots on net against him.
All right, moments away. Kenny not happy with the beginning of the stance with Henderson, but now the puck is dropped. Burns drags it into his own zone. Hayward Jones over the blue line, fires it in wide of the net where Burns picks it up, rails it around to Harrison along the boards. Little flick out to the neutral zone. Harrison can't control it, and it rolls back into the corner. Burns gives chase, back to Harrison. A lot of work on that right side. Now, as I say that, Frere on the left. And long tap to Strayer, who couldn't quite control it, ended up on Chubba's glove, and he just covers that up. Quick line change, keeping it fresh.
Absolutely, 30 seconds not even into this game, and we've already got our first line change.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll, just remember this moment in the third. All right, face off to the right of Chubba. Big hello to Irene, who will be listening. Should be proud of Ross and his work. And of course, Cullum, grandson Cullum. He got a cut and a goal last night, I think. All right. Well, we've got a tripping penalty early in the piece.
So that's a very good instant authority being stamped by the head referee in this game, making an early statement there that nothing will be tolerated.
Oh my goodness, sorry to interrupt. There he is. The CMAC is on the ice.
There you go. Making a return onto the ice for the power play. So wish him well as well.
Yes. Dealing with.
But that will be a penalty to, it looks like Scott Henry for tripping. 2 minutes or less here as Stampede go on the first power play of this game.
Burns across to Strayer on the point. Strayer drags it into the corner. Leaves for McCog and Seaman. Battling along the boards. So wonderful to see him out there skating. Strayer behind the net, getting muscled off the puck and firing it down, all the way down, giving the Admirals a chance for a change up. Burn. Big lead pass, Sofer leaves for Strayer. Strayer back to Sofer behind the net. Strayer, Sofer back to the point. Burns looking for the opportunity. Great defense by the Admirals, pushing him out. One time from Burns, but it deflects, so it's a face-off in that zone.
Yeah, deflection off of Fraser Ellis's stick there. He's standing in that shooting lane, getting a stick on it. Players in the penalty kill often need to have active sticks, because if they can't cover a lot of area, they've got to, being down a man, they need to use the sticks in lanes.
It's another 2 meters sort of on either side. Keep him busy.
Hence the term active sticks. If you just have it stationary, guys they're good enough in this league to get the puck around them.
Freer, back to Freer. And tapped up, and big lead pass here. Ellis over the blue line. Ellis pushed off the puck by Amston. Cross to Harrison now over the blue line. Connor Harrison centering. Deflected. And Henderson clears it into the neutral zone. Amston, big lead pass, catching the Admirals just on a line change. And Freer with it along the boards. To the corner to Harrison. Back to Freer. Back to Amston. Shot. Just high and wide. Ball one.
Yeah, so just almost 3 minutes remaining. Just an update from the rest of the NZIHL action. I believe currently scoreline is 3-1. Botany Swarm leading the Phoenix Thunder up in Auckland at the moment. We'll keep you updated where we can with updates on that game.
Little shot there by Burns. And McCog pushed off the puck. And once again, Admirals clearing that. That's over. That penalty's over. So Carson Pratt dumps it in. Missing Daigle was Hayward Jones. Hayward Jones over the blue line now. Shot, quick shot, great little snapshot. Quite often it looked like there's nothing in that, but it had a lot of power.
There was a good, he's a tall man, so he's got a lot of whip to that shot, so he gets a lot of leverage on that stick. And that's the first shot Aston's faced tonight, and he was up to the challenge, which is good to see because that was not an easy shot to save. There was a little bit of traffic in front of him screening.
Yeah, just a little bit of screen, yep. Nice shot by Hayward Jones. Face off was to the right of Aston Brooks, and Harrison moves it over the blue line. Coyle. Tom Coyle fires it up to Sofer, who has a bit of a collision with the referees and linesmen. And it ends up on Admiral's stick, where Henderson's fighting for it with Harrison. Coyle forced to go back, being dogged by Ellis. And it's railed up but not out. Amston, big lead pass.
Yeah, he's looking to catch Sofer on a clean break through that neutral zone. Again, often if that stretching pass, you don't often see it too much in the middle of the neutral zone. It's often on the wing along the sideboards where players can take it off the skate. So Sofer is a big man too, and he's long reach, but that puck was wobbling, so he didn't get it clean on the tape. And Stampede back in their own zone with the defensive zone faceoff.
Without having a line change. So railed up and out. Harrison giving chase. And it's railed up to Sistroni. Feeds it back in front of the net, which is dangerous with McCog there, who had a little bit of a crack at it. But now it's turned over quickly with Chamberlain. Shot. Fed back, and beautiful shot. I'm not sure who took that shot, but that was a wonderful shot, just a little wide. McCog now. Freer. Oh! McCog
crossbar
rings the bell.
A few late hits too after there was an excellent shot by McCog,
yeah,
coming in just over the blue line, unleashing a lethal snapshot.
He had
clearly beat Chaba.
Chaba beat, and just another coat of paint in the wrong place. Face off to the right of Chaba. Rolling around on that dot. Finally, McCog feeds back to the point, and it's railed around to Lockie Freer in the corner. But Chalice taps it around behind the net. Chalice picks up in the corner, looking for that big saucer pass. Just missed by Daigle, and Freer pushes it back into the neutral zone, and it ends up all the way behind the net. Battling for it in the corner. Fired to the other corner. Hurley saying hello in the corner. And it's just bouncing around in that neutral zone, back and forth. Steven feeds. Just holding on to it behind the net. And Harrop bounces it to the red line. And it's fired back in. A little bit of toing and froing in, just feeling.
I think, both teams know that they have offense. Like last game, we had a goal by each team in each period, which have resulted in overtime. So playing a bit cautious here.
Feeding pass, still bouncing around in that neutral zone. Bert Haynes, taking a hit from, and it's an offside call.
Didn't seem to be any malice in that.
No, I think
it was from the side.
Yeah,
Burt did turn a little bit to try and
at the
protect
last
the
second,
puck.
yeah.
It looked like he was, but he didn't see the man as Ellis gets a little chat with the referee. So the puck will come to the outside. It is a offside was the call.
Ellis looked quite concerned. Like,
well, he hit him. He let up on the hit for sure, but he didn't. He could have followed through and really
put Burns out for the night.
Yeah.
All right. Face off on the offside dot. That's fired all the way down into Admiral territory. And moving it out now. Admirals. Vesper to Henderson. And it's ripped off his stick. And trying to keep that was sneaky, trying to keep it up with a hand pass.
Yeah, the referee does call it as a hand pass, but he may not have seen that other deflection happening by the Stampede defender. Then it deflected over to Henderson, who took like a 9-iron golf shot at it.
Yeah.
And the referees, they're calling it as they see it right now, and it's so setting the tone.
Yeah, we got to be honest. You know, it is so easy for us to criticize or comment from up here because we see everything and we know everything. So.
Speak for yourself. I'm always learning. That is something that we will pride ourselves on, is learning. So if there's anybody out there at the moment watching these games that has questions for Dave and myself, please fire them through to that YouTube stream channel. We'll more than happily take a look at them, answer them as best we can.
Face off in the offside dot. Freer with it. Feeds Strayer. Strayer. Cross ice to Burns. Burns over the red line, fires it in. And racing for it behind the net. Sofer goes down, leaving Regan to carry it up to the red line. Regan ends up with it again and taps it into Stampede zone. Great control there. Chamberlain can't quite make the pass, and it's knocked out to the red line and fired back in, giving both teams a chance for a change of players. Strayer on the blue line, fires it to the corner. And turning it over. Chalice with it on the red line. Cross ice to McLeish. And McLeish unleashes a good one from the point.
And well saved there by Aston. One thing I've noticed with the Admirals breakout, it's quite simple. They've changed a little bit their strategy. Less up the wall to their winger from the D, more of the D looking up, passing to the middle man, the center that's swinging nice and low, passing it up, and they're exiting out of their zone quite smoothly here, putting a lot of pressure back on the Stampede.
All right, Steven, drags it behind his net. Admirals, big lead pass to Harp. Moses, and Moses over the blue line fires one on. Moses still has it, loses it finally. And forced all the way back is the Admirals behind the net. Haywood Jones behind the net, puts it up. Lockie Freer picks it up but loses it quickly. And Henderson lets one go. And a little bit of miscommunication with the Stampede because
missing some assignments in their own zone.
Admirals
like a lot
were
of
allowed
Admirals
to
open.
Admirals were allowed to march in.
Yeah, well, the Admirals, like I said earlier, like they've sussed how to enter and get through the neutral zone because the neutral zone here is small, but they're successful. Like Jordan Chalice did a button hook, send the puck wide to the other side, gained entry. Gaining entry in the opposition zone is going to be another big factor as to how teams are going to be able to control, dictate play. Because if you turn over in the neutral zone, teams go back, re-attack. So again, puck possession, vital component of the game, leads to these opportunities that are in the Stampede zone at present.
As we see, face-off left of Aston Brooks.
So we have an encroachment there by the Stampede. So that means the Stampede winger went in too early before the puck was dropped, so they'll reset the face-off and adjust again. Back
to Daigle on the blue line. Daigle, little slippery one that made it all the way to the net. And Van Sickle to Burns. Cross ice to Hurley. Hurley goes to the corner. but it's turned over by the Admirals, battling for it in front of the net. Clutter and puck and everything, but Ellis just pulls it behind and puts it behind the net. Ellis picks it up in the Stampede corner, tries to center off a skate. Well, Carson Pratt takes it over the red line, bumps Henry, pushes him into the bench, the Admirals bench. Freer on it, fakes the slap shot, hits Harrison behind the net, and then centers, and again bouncing around in front. Harrison couldn't sink that. Amsted taps it in behind the net. And finally it's turned over.
Big collision there, Dave, as
Ryan
I think Strayer knew it right away as the knees collide with Chamberlain there, and he kind of looked and saw, the hands up from the referee. I got to go right to the box. Knee on knee is a collision you don't want to see.
No.
Definitely can guys blow out knees, hurt ligaments, joints. Like, it looks going to be 2 minutes. Oh, 2 minutes for tripping. Take that back. Kneeing normally, if you have a knee on knee penalty, correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, but I think that's a 4-minute automatic penalty.
Okay.
This one here is going to be 2 minutes or less. As we have a break, big shout out to Ox Regan celebrating his 21st birthday tonight, playing at number 16 for the Admirals.
What a great place to celebrate your 21st in Queenstown.
He'll be loving that.
Yeah, Hockey Central. All right, so Admirals on a power play. March it out. Reagan. Red line. Plays it off the referee, Ben Rotto, and it ends up in the corner. And muscled off the puck and cleared down the ice was Amston, giving the chance for the change.
Yeah, we saw a big physical contest last night with a lot of big hits and collisions already early happening with on the penalty kill. Stampede players stepping up.
All right, setting it up, Henderson. Back to Daigle, Daigle cross ice. And centering, Brooks that was a wobbly puck. Bouncing around in front, still.
That puck was inside of the crease area, but not covered by the goaltender.
No, I think
the Stampede player kind of
fell on it. Not intentionally.
Yeah, and then just
referee Kenny
stayed over it.
Yeah.
He would have made a mistake if he put his hand over the top. I think they learned that from last night, Dave. Max McCogg, his penalty resulting in carry overtime into the overtime, so they'd be well aware of
not
sticking to the rules.
Chalice on the blue line. Cross to Hayward Jones. Moves past True.
Gets two shots there in an open shooting lane.
Harrop back to the point. Cross ice to Hayward Jones. Takes that shot. Good leg save by Brooks.
Some very good movement by the Admirals on the power play here. Lots of puck movement across from Harrop to Chalice. Chalice to Hayward Jones. Hayward Jones seemingly unmarked twice. No one coming out to challenge. Gets 3 shots away, uncontested. And a great rebound shot. McLeish well tied up in front, not able to secure a rebound. So
Hayward Jones
Stampede need to tighten it up.
Controlling along the boards. About 30 seconds left in this penalty to Ryan Strayer. Back to the point. Chalice on the blue line with it. Chalice
off the crossbar. See, this is what we talked again last night with Callum Burns. Like the way he moves across the line and adjusts his position. Jordan Chalice doing the exact same thing there with a bit of a stutter step with his feet. Then he moved and adjusted himself. Made it look like he was going to pass because he's normally a passer. Elects to drag it in and take a shot.
Yeah, bit of glove. Aston Brooks did get a piece of it, but it did hit the crossbar, so he did. It was a great shot by Chalice. Chamberlain. Hayward Jones losing it. Big feed up to Sofer. Oh, just a little too hard. That was an interception by Harrison, I believe. All right, Hayward Jones. And nothing left in that penalty. So Stampede successfully knocked off that, got away with killing that penalty. So Hayward Jones washed up against the boards by Amston. And he railed around, and Daigle picks it up on the red line. Daigle across to Vesper, who can't control it, and it rolls back into the neutral zone. Cross ice to Regan, red line, fires it in, and icing is the call.
It is the right call there, Dave. That the player did not quite reach or fully cross the red line, if you want to play the letter of the law on that. Usually there's a little bit of give way if player is in motion as he's shooting the puck over the red line, because he did reach it, but it looked like he's going to get called on that.
The argument from the Admirals was that there was hot pursuit along the right side, which perhaps the referee didn't see. At least that's the Admirals' take on it. But they turn it around out of their own zone. Daigle losing it on the red line is now McIntosh with it. Pushes over the red line and fires it in. Regan picks it in the corner. Being chased by McCog. Big saucer pass to Henderson. Over the blue line, still has it. Off the boards, just wide. And Freer across to McCog. Freer heading hard for that slot. Man, that was big clutter for Chaba to pick that up.
Well, it was an odd man rush, Dave, so it was a 3-on-2 for the Stampede. They had an extra attacker, and then Lockie Freer elected to do the right thing. He had the puck, drove wide, dropped the pass to C-Mac, just call him McIntosh, and McIntosh gets that right-handed shot away, and Chaba's there. He could see it, has the glove on it, make that save. So there's another encroachment there as Admirals jump the gun early, resetting the faceoff.
Just kept in by Amston. It's along the boards where Bert Haynes is wrestling for it. Cross ice. Pass to Sistroni. And it's bounced back out to the red line. Coyle, cross to Amston. Amston hits Carson Pratt. Carson Pratt drags it over the blue line. Takes a hit, but just keeps on moving. And it's finally they're rolling around in that on the hash marks, and it's kind of just bouncing around in the high Admiral zone. Just awkward control or no control, just tapping it around.
Chamberlain he did well too. He was actually making a pass up to the winger, but he put it in the middle of his own zone, out of the reach of the winger who's on the wing, so not cutting into the middle, which is his spot. So that puck resulted right in front of the Admirals bench, and actually went in the Admirals bench because they couldn't control it, get it out cleanly. Something they'll need to sharpen up on.
Miscommunication again. You know, these. I thought you were going right and you went left, sort of thing.
A big could be big when you make little mistakes on a small rink.
So Strayer intercepting Daigle's pass, drags it back to his own zone, and Moses intercepting Freer's pass and marches it in. Freer picks it up behind the net. Burns up to Sofer. Sofer lead pass to Harrison over the blue line. Harrison stopped at the blue line, pushed heavily into the boards by Chalice. And fired all the way down the ice. Brooks skates out. Burns has it. Hits McCog in the leg. McCog over the red line, fires it in to the corner where Daigle picks it up, taps it. Forcing Freer in. And it rolls to the corner. C-Mac out there again. And now Admirals starting to march it out. Over the blue line was Daigle. Red line. Ellis with it. Oh, unlucky. A great foot save by somebody in front of the net. Kicked it right onto Daigle's stick, and Daigle was all set for that. Right in the 5-hole on Aston Brooks. Unfortunate for him, but great work up those boards by Daigle. Always positioning himself well. He was in the right spot at the right time.
So Admiral strike first in Saturday night hockey, NZIHL.
Yes.
Down in the beautiful Queenstown.
Hockey town.
South Island. Te Waipunama, it's a beautiful Beautiful, beautiful. And 1-0. Admirals lead.
Got to ask, Daigle's such a forward skating defenseman there. He was right in the slot. Great positioning.
Often plays like a forward, but he has good support from Hayward Jones, who plays defensive if Daigle does decide to
good
jump
communication.
up. Yeah. And that's what it comes down to, is that communication and trust in your defensive partner. That's a bad giveaway.
C-Mac picking up a deflected puck and had all the time. Gets a good shot on net.
He had a great opportunity there, Dave, but Daigle, again, he's in the right position. He's blocking that shot, takes a deflection and hits off.
Just hearing some noises down here on the...
Oh, we just had a quick alarm bell. The score clock actually just got reset.
Unlucky.
So
it's 0-0 now.
They changed the score to 0-0.
It's amazing what Queenstown can do just to make it work. And we got 20 minutes left in this. Oh, no, 4 minutes left.
So what we can do is definitely double check the live stream, recheck exactly how much time we had on the clock, which looks like they're adjusting it now.
They're getting it all sorted. So
just as they get that clock sorted, we will be. Oh, here we go. We're getting right back into it.
Back
I'll have
into
more
it.
to say in a few moments.
Puck dropped. Fumbling around on that blue line with Sestroni, I believe. Shot. Knocked to the side. And True being muscled off the puck in the corner. He had help, though, where McCog rails it up. Picked up on the red line now by Amston. Amston pushes past, but leaving a man he knew better than to give chase to that puck. Freer loses to Harp on the red line. McLeish over the blue line, fires it in. Van Sickle, just a little saucer to the red line, and McLeish picks that up. Chalice, McLeish starts moving forward over the blue line. Shot just wide. Puck bounces to Steven. And now it's in the corner. Harp and Hurley pushing for it. Steven takes a shot, hits a skate. Hurley bumps it up to, Carson Pratt bumps it up to Hurley, who takes that shot. Wide angle.
So, Dave, those are the moments in the game. Again, we spoke a little bit on it last night, maybe not as much of a in-depth, but Stampede hemmed in their zone for a good amount of time there, sustained pressure from the Admirals. Making plays before the blue line, chipping the puck and getting it out of the zone, as they did there on the second attempt, resulted in that break up the ice, getting that shot from Hurley onto Chaba.
So Vesper over the red line, fires it on Aston Brooks' stick, and Coyle rails it around. It's in the corner now. And Hurley makes a nice little spin to knock it out. Great hustle by Ryan Strayer to get a piece of that puck. Big shot by Freer, or by Cole. Just high. Burns. Cole forced the Boogie to keep that in. Behind the net. Bouncing puck in front. And Strayer's knocked down heavily by Ellis.
You pay the price to take a shot in front of the slot like that.
Sofer marches past a couple Admirals, loses it over the blue line where True picks it up and pushes in. Cam True, defenseman, boogies all the way in, give chase, and it ends up on the red line. Amston with it. Amston loses it on the blue line. Harrison now with it on the red line. Harrison can't control it. It's rolling around on the blue line. And Sofer, he's got C-Mac. Sofer bumps Daigle down. But Daigle does a good job of knocking him off the puck. Exciting hockey. I don't think we've had a whistle for a while. 1 minute left in this second period.
First period.
First period. And Henry back to Kennedy. Kennedy cross ice. Chamberlain. Marching it out, the Admirals. Miscommunication there on that. And the face-off will trap the Admirals in out on the ice, but also have that face-off deep in the Admiral zone.
Yeah, so that's the first, one of the first icings that we've seen here against the Admirals, where they've cleared the puck directly from their own zone. Possible signs of fatigue, we're not sure.
Miscommunication.
Again, possible either encroachment. No, it wasn't encroachment. It was
No.
Chavez having a discussion with the referee,
Just
clarifying something prior to puck drop. If the goalie is not set, the referee still hasn't put his hand down. Normally the hand down indicates the linesman can drop the puck.
Freer takes a shot, bounces off a couple bodies, and he's up along the boards. McIntosh still controlling on the blue line, but can't feed it through some feet. And Burns loses it. Here's a chance for Henry. Henry, great save by Brooks. Breakaway chance for Henry. And Burns, big feed pass. Forced to give chase. McCog now with it. McCog.
Great block there by Taylor Kennedy, laying his body down in right in that direct shooting lane that McCog was trying to get through. That was the first breakaway we have seen so far in 1 1/3 games here, Dave. And
if you remember, there was a series of missed puck handlings. Like it was like all of a sudden the puck was misshapen or something.
yeah,
Because it just seemed, maybe it's snow. You know, a lot of snow buildup on the ice.
yeah, that again, late in periods, an ice that's real hard, like down here in the South Island where it's proper ice, the snow does build up, and that has an effect on how the puck travels. It doesn't go as smoothly, so you got to put a lot more muscle and mustard into your pass and shot.
All right, so we have the superheroes out here now doing a pre-victory lap.
So we got to acknowledge also the youth of today coming up in Aotearoa, the Tamariki of our beautiful country. These are 8 representatives in that 8 to 12 age bracket that will be competing here. Looks like you've got the red and yellow lightning bolt superheroes against the green Hulks.
Yep, the Hulks against the Lightning.
With both teams lining up on the blue lines after playing 1 period of hockey, kind of being the gatekeepers, really, and keeping the puck in. This is something you do not always see, and it is a fantastic event to see that we have youth playing like this in front of their idols.
Back to the point, big shot.
With some encouragement as well, some stick taps as well. It's all for the love of the game here, people.
Yeah.
Let's get the Hulks with a shot and a goal!
Raphael.
There was Matt Schwartz on that one.
Schwartzy
Possibly still on the bench. He was not looking.
No.
And that was a great shot by the
comes
Hulk
out
team.
cold, and Raphael sinks one, putting the Hulk up by 1.
Now he's directly underneath us here. If you're watching this at all on the live stream,
We can harass
chirp
him
him all night long.
Yeah, all night long.
Just
So great work. And here's a chance. Big push around there. There's a bit of height difference here.
it's
Conrad.
the size of the fight in the dog, not
That's
always
it.
the
Yeah.
size of the dog, eh, Dave?
Right. I see Conrad Stokes here floating on that blue line. Raphael.
Oh, keep it in. Come on. Oh, he's played a period of hockey. He's not getting that puck. As we listen to the Stompin' Tom Connors good old hockey game.
This is, oh my goodness, tied up
We
here.
have a 1-1 game.
3
Incredible.
minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. Big face off the 2 tall lads, Raphael and Stokes, facing off. Eddie controlling, loses it in front of the net.
Oh, just a shot. What a hit there by number 14.
That's little
Great intensity.
Little Heather. He's muscly. Not much for size and shot.
Oh, shot!
Another
Goal!
shot
To
and
the
goal by
Hulksters.
Raphael. That's 2 for that young man.
He's wondering, like, is that goalie trying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I just scored on him twice.
I don't think Swartz's best performance.
Well, he's got a number 1 on his jersey. Well, on the back anyway.
And the
We
puck
still
roll-
consider you number 1, Matty.
Yeah. And the Lightning trying to move it in. Needing that goal desperately with only 2 minutes left. Muscled off the puck. Big
Oh.
centering pass. Couldn't get
Doesn't
picked up.
quite connect on it. Someone playing possibly in the wrong-handed stick there, but
He's
still does well to get it.
doing well. Shot in the corner.
Good to see the
Centering
backup
pass.
goalies, like literally the third string
Yeah.
backups getting a chance here.
So we're looking at 2 minutes left. The Hulks are up by 1. Raphael, this is a dangerous man.
Could be the hat trick. Oh, he
Centering
lets the
pass, nice pass.
Unselfish play.
Off
Off
the post.
And Schwartz makes his first save.
Well, did he?
Well, yeah, you know, goalie's best friend.
At the post, yeah. Eddie.
I don't know what's making us more excited here, this game or the actual game here. This is beautiful stuff in action. Oh, tripped
Take
by
it down.
1-8.
Come on,
no
ref.
call by
Come
the
on, no
referee.
call.
Where's the penalty call,
Raphael
ref?
feeds.
Give him something.
I'm so impressed with his play there, passing a couple beautiful passes by Raf, not to hog that, even though he's set
Could
up.
have went for the hat trick and he elected
Yep.
to pass. That's a great sign, folks. If you have any kids watching out there,
Schwartz, not much help out there, I'm afraid. I think they're going to review his contract. The Lightning
oh, wraparound attempt. He passes
shot
again.
off a
Oh,
skate.
doesn't
No,
go in.
Controlling it. Centering.
Another shot. Incredibles being
Big
incredible.
workout. Lightning trying to march it out with only 50 seconds left in this game.
Oh, sorry. Are they called the Lightning Day? Is that what they're called?
Lightning bolts, I think.
It's whatever they
Or
are.
maybe it's the Flash. Is it the Flash? I should know this.
Oh, here we go.
Stucks it in
What
and
a goal.
scores!
What
Stokes.
a beauty. He put it 5-hole
Yeah.
on the backhand.
Right tight in that crease, was able to stick handle that in.
Great hands
Conrad.
on number 24.
I think that's Conrad Stokes out of the Wakatipu, no, out of Queenstown Primary School. And we're looking down, counting down.
Oh,
Shot scores!
goal.
Turns it around.
Less than 3 seconds away, and he scores his second.
And now we're looking at not much time left, only 10 seconds left, and they turn it around. 3-2. Face off. Tap to the corner, and this might be it. Stokes can't control it, and that's it, folks. Big turnaround by the Lightning.
Big packy for these Tamariki, these children here. They will be the upcoming stars of this league.
In a
You
few
just
years,
wait
yep.
and see. You'll see
Yeah.
their names on the back of the Stampede jersey, or who knows where across Aotearoa in this beautiful country. As we set them up for a photo here, it looks like the Stampede will come on and get a picture, as the Admirals will also do the same. They will have a nice picture here.
Yeah.
We will do that as well from the commentary box. Dave, we got something that you don't always see
Absolutely.
in a first period intermission break.
Great. Isn't that wonderful to see? Coaches, Richie Heather and his son, Cash.
Mid-game,
Yeah.
that's phenomenal.
Isn't that wonderful? So, well, after all that,
The teams will head to their respective dressing rooms
yeah,
and
have a bit of a chat.
will
1-0 for a very close game.
So, Dave, do you have any thoughts from what you've seen? You've called the action tonight. I know that we're watching it from the feeling that we get here from the
I
game.
was mentioning about just you were saying about a few of those miscommunication. I don't know. It shouldn't be nerves, but miscommunication, a little bit of fumbling of the puck. But I mean, like I say, it's always easy to play a sport when you're not playing it. You know, from the armchair. You know, football, soccer, anything. I can play so much better sitting.
You are
on the
being
couch.
modest as well, too. I know you have played this game and still do play the game, Dave. So often people that have played the game have a fair understanding of how things work. But anyone that's watching out there that has new to watching ice hockey, I mean, Dave and I will know it as hockey because we grew up in Canada.
Yeah.
And if you say hockey, that is just on ice. That's normally what it is. But the game has changed so much. You've got ice hockey, as it's internationally known, and And the field hockey version is different. You've also got inline hockey, which a lot of people in this country play too, Dave. So
Right. Did you play lacrosse?
Well, you know what? My cousins played professional.
Okay.
2 of them have played, and I played 1 game. You know what happened?
Broke something?
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, really?
Broke my left finger because
Oh.
I went to scoop up a loose ball in the corner. A guy two-handed me. That was my first and last game of lacrosse, unfortunately. Beautiful game. I would love to. Actually, we teach it a little bit.
Yeah. It is the national sport of Canada.
Yeah, you got it. The Summer National Sport of Canada.
Yeah, so lacrosse, much like hockey with the gear, and yeah, just more sweaty because it's even warmer because they're playing in the summer out on a field. Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll leave Ted clean the ice, and we'll be back shortly. I'm Dave Dubnick, and with me I have Ian Wanamaker. Thanks for listening.
This live coverage is brought to you by the Film Crew. This live coverage is brought to you by the Film Crew.
Kia ora whanau, welcome back. We are back at the Queenstown Ice Arena live NZIHL hockey action with the West Auckland Admirals taking on the hometown SkyCity Stampede.
1-0 game. You have Dave Dubnick and Ian Wanamaker here giving you the voices as you're watching this game. 1-0 game for the Admirals. They've definitely, it's been a little bit toing and froing, but yeah, great battle, Ian.
No question, and that's what we want to see, Dave, is a great battle. And this is certainly, again, this is the last regular season game for the SkyCity Stampede, whereas the West Auckland Admirals will still have 2 more games in hand playing against the Canterbury Red Devils, which will possibly dictate, depending on the outcome of this game, whether or not the Admirals could finish at the top of the table. If they win this game in regulation outright and they beat the Devils both games, they could finish 1 point ahead of the SkyCity Stampede being top of the table.
Yep, the only thing in that is 40 minutes of hockey and a bunch of yellow jerseys. So
yeah, that's what we do. We are giving you the facts. We are commentating, giving you the information, so viewers can have a.
But what this means is that the entire table is so close. As we move, the puck dropped. But referee Ken Gustafson. Admirals march it over the red line, fire it in behind the net. Frere chasing for it, back to the point, and great stick action in front, almost deflected, but Brooks was able to get a piece of it and glove it down.
Dave, I got to say that the Admirals with a really good start there with transition from the attacking pressure from the Stampede, simple but effective breakout, leading to that chance where Ellis basically plowed through Burns to get that shot on net.
And Sofer with it, lead pass, can't quite hit Strayer. Amston pushes it into the corner. Strayer knocked down, or Daigle picks it up.
As the whistle will go here as Connor Harrison driving the net, looking for a penalty call there, fell on his backside, collided right into the goal, knocking the net off of its pegs.
Unfortunate because there was the Stampede did have possession, which is really unlucky.
Yeah, so when the offending team or the attacking team knocks the net off the moorings, or in this case the pegs, the faceoff will go outside of that zone, kind of like an offside situation where the puck is being dropped at the moment.
McCog, Freer, McIntosh lining up for Stampede against Chamberlain. Henry, and shot. Colin McIntosh takes a quick shot from the hash marks, and it's cleared up, and Freer intercepts it on the blue line, fires it back in.
It didn't look like he got all of that, Dave. He was off his stick, and it kind of waffled.
A Collins shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, was it a bouncing puck?
I looked like he was a bit surprised after it came off of his stick.
So Kennedy takes a shot off the blue line. Puck bouncing. Here's a chance for Freer. Got Freer and McCog. Freer shot, trying to tuck it in, and finally sinks it. 3 strikes, you're in.
Getting his own rebound, not just once, not just twice, 3 times.
And then
knocking on the door.
I don't know if his brother got or somebody tapped it in from the far side, if I'm not mistaken. You guys have the opportunity to see that again. But just what the Stampede needed to bring this. Oh my goodness, you guys are getting one heck of a game.
So they level the scoreline 1-1 as Freer strikes going down that left-hand side, having a shot blockered away by Chaba. The rebound pops out, gets another shot, then shot but goes behind him, possibly in the net, or someone put it in on the other side.
On the other side, but you know, Chaba made some fantastic stops, right point blank, and then, but that bobbling puck, he needed help. But
Admirals didn't do a good enough job, in my humble opinion here, with stopping the Stampede getting into their zone initially, which led to that chance. Because they broke in with speed, and McLeish stepped up to make the hit. He did make contact, but then Lockie drove through that contact, continued on the play, odd man situation.
He did stop the puck, but the puck fell back onto Lockie's stick, which was unfortunate for McLeish. Hurley firing it in behind the net. McLeish, blue line, cross ice to Moses, and offside's the call.
As that puck was sent cross ice, saucer pass in the air, that's what that means, a sauce pass, meaning the puck doesn't travel along the ice, it goes from on the ice, above the ice, down, and it never went down. It stayed up, and it hit someone off the backside, off their pants, and then that was an offside situation.
Yep. I think it's short for flying saucer because it does hover.
Well, you could have sauce on a burger, or saucer on a plate.
Yeah, spicy. Daigle rips one from the neutral zone.
I don't think that made contact with the glass or a Stampede player, so that will come outside of the zone.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep. So it'll be on the offside dot.
Yes, as we have seen, that will take the face-off to center ice, because Daigle's shot was just outside the blue line, so that will go back directly in the middle of the ice.
Ben Rado really wanting to drop center ice puck, I guess. Firing it in. Quall gives chase with Hurley. Hurley knocked off the puck, finally fed up to Haynes. Haynes
has a bit of a speed wobble.
Yeah.
Let's call it that.
Fed up to Ellis, who can't quite collect it. And Aston over the red line fires it on the net.
And Chaba will hold on. It looks like the Stampede have been bolstered by that goal there, Dave, with a little bit more of a jump in their step, a little bit of a spring here, as they can sense that, okay, we're in this game too. Let's start to go back on that attack because we've got the last goal.
You would know that, Ian, and you know that just something simple like that can change the whole mood of the bench. Just a change, a penalty can change the mood. Just a conversation with the referee can change the mood. You know, these men are just boys that, you know, that play by emotion a bit of emotion.
Yeah, exactly right.
True taking that shot off some bodies, and it bounces to the boards. Back to Strayer. Strayer centering. Great shot by Sofer. And again, Admirals a little bit hemmed in at the moment as Sofer's bumped off the puck. Battling for it. Harrison and Sofer. And turned over. And True up to the red line where Regan picks it up. Regan, blue line. Bumped up against the boards. Crowd liking that right by Connor Harrison, who feeds Regan again. And Regan pushes it onto the blue line. where it's picked up by Colin McIntosh. Chalice intercepts Colin's saucer pass. And Chalice tries to feed the center where Harp was. So McLeish on the red line. McLeish fires one. And off the glove. Stephen cross ice, and it ends up behind the net. Harrop beating up Freer to get that puck. And Lockie Freer turning it around on Stephen. And McLeish boogies over the red line. Cross ice to Chalice. Chalice over the blue line. Scores!
What a shot. Top shelf as Aston Brooks was down. And Chalice, showing like he was going to pass, as he has done a lot during his career, elects to shoot it and has a great shot upstairs. Beats Brooks. Now we have a 2-1 hockey game, Dave.
I don't think it was tapped or touched. It was just found a hole and made its way.
Yeah, it went cleanly. It might have touched that top crossbar and just bar down. Yeah. But before that sequence of play, Dave, Stampede was, again, they were on the attack. You could see it in the bench. The whole bench was lifting up. They had sustained pressure and attack. Admirals weathering that storm and then composure.
That was a tight, not far off the hash marks along those boards. Now, see if the Admirals are bolstered by that goal.
Oh, no question, Dave. I mean, like, after sustaining that pressure from Stampede,
and then
to
turning
hold
it around
back and turn it off and to come back with a goal, like, that is a huge game changer for your momentum. And momentum is something in a game, as you said, one hit, one play. It is and can be a game of emotion, and how you regulate that during the course of a game is so important, because we said discipline is a factor. You can't let your emotions take you over that line and push you over the edge to do something you wouldn't normally do.
Still here to play hockey. Admirals can't quite center it, and it's tapped forward by Van Sickle. Daigle picks it up behind the net, leaves, and Vesper has it. Vesper over the blue line, being dogged by Carson Pratt. Hurley can't get rid of Ellis. Shot. Geez, clutter of people, and I think Brooks got a piece of that to kick it to the side. And Daigle, big forward pass to Henderson. And it ends up in the corner for Amston. Saucer pass up, feed to Sofer. Sofer muscles against Daigle, and it's along the boards. Amston pushes past a couple. Henry.
Penalty call here. It looks like it's going to be against the Admirals.
Big slap shot. And now here's a chance. Coyle forced all the way back.
Extra attacker on the ice, so we have 6-on-5.
And Burns with it. Burns. Big lead pass. And it came off a skate, so Howard Jones touches that for the whistle. And we'll see what that all, there'll be a hook in there. I didn't see it, but.
Must have been behind the play. Didn't quite see it either there, Dave. Referee's indicating there will be a hook call to Scott Henry. I believe that's his second of the contest. Often called water skiing, when you get a bit lazy and you hold on to somebody and they're going, they're moving and you hold on. They, take you forward.
And if it was behind the scene, the referees don't see all of that when they're watching the action. So a chance for the Stampede to even things out. Back to the point. Feed to McIntosh. McIntosh shot. Puck off of a body in front. Puck wobbling around. The worst kind of puck for a goaltender. A yo-yo up and down.
But the Admirals looking like they were doing a decent job there of boxing out their opponents. Again, Soffer was right on the doorstep of the crease looking to cash in on a rebound. But Chaba did well to hold on to it, covering the puck up, eliminating that second opportunity shot. Because often that's how they scored their first goal.
Yeah, he's haunted by that rebound, so he'll call him. McIntosh to Strayer. And Amston keeping it in. Amston crossed it, Colin McIntosh. And great defensive work there by Chalice. And missed pass there forcing Amston back. Amston over the red line. Marches in, leaves for McCog. McCog forced to give chase as Ellis just, you wouldn't know they had a penalty.
Can't get through. Very active sticks by Henderson there, eliminating that entry to the zone. Very aggressive penalty kill again by the Admirals.
And trying to get control of that puck. Struggling as they fire it all the way down, forcing Stampede to regroup. Amst. Hurley loses it in referee Guston's skates. Strayer, Hurley centering, bounces behind the net. Harrison back to Amston, back to Henderson, shot, but it's unfortunate for Strayer. He had to stop it with his skate before he could control it.
20 seconds left in this Admirals penalty.
And big pressure, big heat by Chamberlain and Harrison being muscled off the puck, or tried to be muscled off the puck, getting some help now. And it's kept in by Freer. Back to the corner.
And that'll be
penalties
even
over.
Dave.
Yep. We got Chalice back on for Henry's penalty. And Freer's shot deflected
Admirals
into the timbers.
again killing another Stampede power
Quite
play.
aggressively, though. They didn't sit back.
This time much more aggressively.
They hunted. It reminds me of the Stampede, the young McCog. Name escapes me. The youngest McCog, when he's here, hunting all the time. That was great work by the Admirals to put the pressure in their own zone on the Stampede during a power play. Chance for clutter in front. And there's a little bit of shoving in front of the net, but the puck did not go in the net. And McLeish can't control it as it rolls all the way into the Admiral zone behind the net. And finally marching it out. Beautiful step by Chalice on Carson Pratt, and shot and gathered up by Aston Brooks. Boy, oh boy, that was a nice step Ellis made.
Chalice, yeah, as he deked around the Stampede man in the middle. Chalice is very well known for his deceptive moves, and often can do that to fool an opponent to reach for the stick or even lean in for the hit, and he'll casually put the puck around them, go around them, use his speed.
Puck rolls to the corner off the face-off. And Howard Jones takes a shot wide, mates it through a sea of bodies. Strayer gives chase. Strayer and Howard Jones racing for it. And he's got help from Sofer. And Daigle turns up with it, takes it behind the net, slows things down, sets up that breakout. Vesper now. Vesper over the red line, fires it into Stampede zone. Off the boards up to Sofer. Sofer hits Colin McIntosh in the skate. Colin McIntosh on the red line. Loses it in Amston's skates. And finally Sofer just fires it in. Miscommunication.
Right at the referee too.
Yeah.
That'll leave a mark.
Yeah. That'll leave a mark. So McIntosh calls the offside by
referee doing it all. Often you don't see that happen either.
Yeah.
Again, they made these comments last night with calls you don't normally see, and that's something you don't often see either when a referee makes an offside call, which is a linesman's job. So I don't know what that tells you. Well, I know exactly what that tells you. It tells you the linesman's not calling the offside. So
puck bounces into the Admirals area behind the net. Chamberlain with it, I think. And McIntosh feeds right in front. Shot. Big rebound to the corner. Back to Freer in the corner. Off the net. Getting the face-off.
That's a deflection. Again, sticks, active sticks by the Admirals, putting sticks in the shooting lanes, preventing that shot getting through cleanly. It is risky, but if you can do it in that situation, they did. and it went up off the netting, the meshing around above the glass, which will have the face-off inside the Admirals zone.
Reagan picks it up off after the face-off. And it's fired into the red line. And Henry with it carries into Stampede area. Chamberlain off the timber. So back and forth action.
Yeah, Dave, that's something you've said a couple of times in this game, not just yesterday as well. It is back and forth, and this is some of the best hockey that you're going to be watching that we have in the NZIHL. It is very much to and fro, back and forth. At the moment, 2 goals to the West Auckland Admirals to the 1 to the SkyCity Stampede here in their home building.
There's Van Sickle on the red line. He's got some help with Carson Pratt. Carson Pratt misses the hit, and it rolls to the corner. Fired out to True. True on his own blue line. Across to Freer. Freer back to True in their own zone. Big pass up to Hurley. Can't collect it. Forcing Freer to come up. But Moses battles Carson Pratt for it and taps it into Stampede zone.
Ooh, that might be a delay of game here, but it has not been called by the linesman. He thinks or has indicated that there was a deflection.
Yeah.
Clearly, well, okay, I will be reserved in my judgment here, Dave. I won't say clearly. I will say it was looking like it did not touch a stick. Possibly. As the referees converse.
So, conversations had. So, referee explaining to Daigle.
So face-off will be inside the Stampede zone. No penalty incurred.
Puck drop, tap to the boards, where Ellis taps it along. Struggling to get it out. Stampede. Shot from the narrow angle. Whoa. What looked like a simple march out turned into a big mess and ended up a shot on Aston Brooks.
Again, this is what I said about the Admirals breakout being a little bit more composed and smooth. Stampede, not that smooth, a little bit contested in everything that they're doing, which led to that Henderson shot.
Not giving them any room for wiggle. And Vesper taps it over the blue line, beats Amston. Shot, just narrow of that. Puck rolling in front, and that was Hayward Jones who had a good opportunity as the puck kind of rolled over his stick. Daigle moves over the red line, over the blue line, and Brooks forced to cover that up. Ooh.
So the game is definitely starting to heat up on the ice a little bit here as everything is contested, Dave. So that means like people are finishing their checks, looking for forcing that team to make a mistake.
Closing gaps. It's a very closely contested, not standing off.
Yeah, it's going to come down to a one-on-one battle. Any little battle that's missed or won or lost can result in that puck going in the net.
Freers trying to get back. Rolling puck. Chance for Lockie Freer over the blue line. Pushed off the puck.
Looks like he's going to be penalized for that, Dave. And Freer is called for a cross check as he had a bit of a follow-through over the top of looked like either Scott Henry or Taylor Kennedy. So he has 2 minutes or less in the penalty box, a.k.a. the sin bin here in New Zealand. 7:29 remaining, well, incorrectly labeled as the first period. It is the second period of play, folks, as number 24, Lockie Freer, sits it down, putting the Admirals with their very efficient power play into action.
Face off to the left of Aston Brooks. Ellis, back to Daigle. Daigle, back to Ellis. Centering pass, tangled up, puck. Nice shot off a body to the corner. And back to Ellis. Ellis Freer almost caught that in the head. And Daigle collects it in his own zone. Takes it behind the net. And starts to march it out. Over the blue line. And Brooks just taps it away. Daigle on the blue line, across to Ellis. Daigle, one-time hit and scores. Off the post and in.
Admirals double up on the lead here, making it a 3-1 game. And Daigle strikes with a great pass, return pass from Ellis on the power play. Might have had a deflection.
Don't know, but it did catch post. You could hear that all the way here.
Regardless,
so
it went in the net.
Wonderful
so that
shot, yep.
Does make the scoreline 3 goals to the West Auckland Admirals against the SkyCity Stampede, who will be definitely reeling a little bit at the moment. They will have to have a big response here if they want any chance of coming back.
Big shovels to dig themselves out of this.
Because that does change the dynamic of this game. A 2-goal lead is a lot different. This has not happened this weekend. We'll see how the Stampede react.
Moses ends up with it as it tangled up in skates after the puck drop. And Haynes in the corner. Haynes muscled off the puck. And McLeish puts it in. Just puck, missed pucks. And it's fired to the corner by Chalice. And Sofer feeds up to Haynes, who can't get a piece of it. And McLeish feeds it back. And there's a great forechecking by Hurley. And Carson Pratt can't gather that up. And over the red line, where Moses fires it in. Big flip pass, bouncing, forcing Daigle. Daigle's doing a lot of heavy lifting. He's such a machine.
He is a workhorse.
Such a machine. Big interception by True over the red line, where Harrison picks it up. Just over the blue line. And Hayward Jones smacks it into Sky City territory. Strayer can't hit Harrison. Vesper feeds Ellis. And Ellis feeds Vesper, who drags it to the corner. And Brooks forced to glove that down as it taps really high.
So Ellis had a bit of an opportunity there to shoot the puck, same with Henderson, but they elected to pass back and forth. Decision made, but the shot that came through was deflected and it went high. Aston decided to hold on to that puck, possibly knowing that there was a bit of pressure, getting a face-off to have his troops reset.
Those high bounces can be really, unpredictable. Freer with it, blue line, red line to Harrison. Connor Harrison with it. Loses it, and Henry. Cistrone takes a shot, blocked. And True fires it behind the net. Big centering pass, no one there. Freer taps it up to Colin McIntosh over the blue line. Trying to center, can't. He goes down. Picked up by Sofer. Sofer back to the point. One time shot. I think it hit a post.
Off the post. That had Chaba I think Chaba might have had a piece of that off his skate and then off the post, so it looked like that's what happened.
But it did hit the post, and C-Mac. Sofer tries to rail it around, comes off a skate, and ends up right in front of Brooks, who quick reflexes tap it out of the way.
4 minutes in this second period of play remaining.
Daigle controlling in his own zone. Chalice on the red line, fires it in, forcing Brooks behind the net. Freer.
Admirals do well to clear that puck as the Stampede had possession of it, but they gave it away.
Freer takes
a bit of a hit, and he kind of does a flopping fish, but his fishbowl helmet came off a little bit.
Put something in the head or the face.
Not too pleased with that call, but he is sporting a very, very neat and tidy upper lip sweater.
Yeah.
rivaling some of the best that I have seen in the NZIHL. That is for sure.
Oh.
With the flowing locks.
We've got Chalice in the bin.
So he will serve 2 minutes for the follow through, possibly an elbowing call. We'll get the official word from the officials.
We'll find out shortly with only a few minutes left. Hit to the head.
Hit to the head. That is, it's only been a 2 minute call. Something that needs to be taken away out of the game because that can be dangerous.
Ben Rotto, unhappy with positioning. Stampede could use this power play. Trying to control it behind the net and lose it. And it rolls up to McIntosh, who just taps it into the corner. Colin McIntosh playing defense on this power play. And it's saucered down, forcing Amston all the way back. Fires it up. Strayer marching it. He's got McCog with him, and Sofer leaves for McIntosh, cross ice to Amston. Amston takes a shot, puck in front. And McCog moves quickly to gather that up. Colin McIntosh tries to hit the one-timer of Strayer. The shot
knocks the stick literally out of Chaba Krishkosh Mangosh's hands.
Yeah, that's
had some zip on it. You want to say mustard, or would you like to say sauce?
Spicy,
what's your
spicy?
Oh, okay, all right.
It was a spicy shot from. Yeah, no, good to see. Good to see. They know how desperate they are. Desperate for that goal.
Gotta say, Dave, you are unique with those calls, like a spicy shot. Maybe referring to some kind of beverage.
Can't keep it in. And here's Chance Sofer with it now. Aston Brooks clearing it up. Big pass forward to McCog. McCog
forced to go back.
Yep.
With the active penalty kill of the Admirals.
Yep. Great pursuit. Great pressure. Great forechecking. McIntosh. Cross ice. Sofer. Amston takes that shot. And great body.
As a bit of extracurriculars develop after that shot. You got to say here, Dave, that these are the moments, again, like Stampede really, you mentioned they need this goal or they need this power play. Well, yeah, they do. They need to score here because they're down by 2 goals in this game. If they don't score here, we talk about momentum. You hand that over to the Admirals, who then are lifted because they've killed a very poignant moment in the game, going back to 5-on-5. Where so far it looks like they've had the edge.
Yeah, half a minute left in this penalty. 2 minutes left in this period, so it's quite a busy time. As Freer maneuvers past Ellis, takes it to the corner. Back to Freer on the point. Freer, Hurley feeds the boards. Lockie Freer with it. Lockie Freer, shot. Good work by Chava to see through all those legs.
A good low hard shot. I think he was looking to go that far low corner to get a rebound off the pad, but it was slightly too high, so Chava was able to glove it down.
Yeah, he got it in his glove instead of off a pad. I think there were some hungry Stampede players right in the low slot for that.
And again, as we get into the later stages of any period down on this ice, the snow buildup has started to accumulate, so it's affecting the control the Stampede have had on this power play, not as smooth or as controlled as they possibly would like.
Freer to Strayer. McIntosh takes behind the net. Centering and puck rolling around in front. Chava goes down, and that penalty is on 0. So as soon as the puck is dropped, I guess Chalice is out. So that did it. Well,
you see another penalty kill for the Admirals, and McIntosh was set up behind the net. It almost looked like he was going to try the lacrosse move. You said lacrosse or the Svechnikov. He elected to pass in front. The puck stayed in front of the net, and no one got it. So Chava said, all right,
I'll take it.
I'm the goalie. That's my job. I'll hold on to it, get another face-off, as we are back to 5-on-5, even strength action. But it looks like the referee's discussing that with Chalice to see what will happen here, so that he may have to go back to the box until the puck is dropped so that he can return on the ice. Again, a very unique decision because the clock says triple zeros, but he has not been allowed to return to the ice.
Yeah.
Because
That's
maybe
an
it was in
interesting-
the process of making the call on the whistle.
Perhaps.
But he should be out in the box. There we are. Puck drop. He's back on the ice.
And icing is the call now.
It's icing as the call as he stepped on the ice, making it even strength. So that should negate the icing. If you want to go by the rule book, that should go to center ice. But I bet you this is going to go right down into the Admiral zone here.
Why is that? He was on the ice, though.
He stepped, well, because the penalty's over, Dave.
Right. So
As soon as the puck was dropped. So if you send the puck down, well, if they were in their own zone, you know what?
Yeah.
It is an icing. I take that
so
back.
the icing call, hopefully that traps the Admirals out there. But what a great penalty kill by the Admirals. All that said. And big lead pass. Chalice over the blue line. Sees Harrop. Harrop, puck just bobbles over his stick. And he fires it in behind the net where True taps it around. Freer can't hit Strayer. And so Regan picks that up. Regan and Strayer on the red line. And Harrop now over the blue line. Harrop, shot. Good glove save by Brooks.
Yeah, just going back a little bit earlier, Dave, as we get just under the 1 minute mark left in the second period. If you really want to get technical, as soon as Chalice gets on the ice after that puck's dropped and it's sent down, he's in a position behind the Stampede defense to receive it first.
Right.
So which negates the icing.
Right. So he could have been a recipient of a pass. Okay. 1 minute, less than 1 minute left. And Stampede trying to get it out of their zone finally over the red line. McCog pushes it into Admirals territory, but it's quickly pushed back into Stampede area.
That will be an icing.
And that will be an icing.
It should be. Yes, there we are. As, again, Amston under pressure.
30 seconds left.
As words getting exchanged here by Ellis and Coyle, possibly discussing, hey, you're going to have Fergberger after the game. I've heard that's a pretty good joint down here in Queenstown. Maybe we should also sample one of the Wanaka Brewery drops, because I've heard firsthand by one of their management and owners that it is a fantastic drop.
I tell you that you can't go further than the Altitude Brewery, though. Offside. And now they've cleared. So, Admirals, Daigle again behind the net. Such an effective captain. Daigle, Coyle behind his net. With 7 seconds left.
He'll probably just hold on to it. Oh, he elects to shoot it right back down. Oh,
big.
That was high and wide.
And that
should be an icing call, but they're possibly going to
negate that.
Negate that as the horn does sound.
They'll wind up. I think they're going to wind another second on the clock. I'm not sure. They're having a conversation.
Well, they're talking about it. The Stampede have already decided, well, they've had enough.
Yeah.
We don't want to play that extra
There's
second.
nothing in it, and that's true.
Really
There's nothing really in it, so don't worry about it. I mean, it may be the official thing to do, but Cam. So
as the referee does go over to the Stampede bench saying there was time still remaining, but you sent your players off. Yeah. Let's please wait till we've made the decision as the officials of the game.
Yeah. We tell you when to get off. Yeah,
well,
what an
that's
exciting.
just how it goes.
So that was definitely the Admirals period.
So that's the first time this weekend, Dave, where we've seen a 2-goal period. Because, in terms of one team scoring twice.
Yeah.
Whereas
but
the last game, it was 1-1, 1-1.
And
1-1.
the Stampede opened up that early in this period, opened up the scoring in this period, and then the Admirals replied viciously with 2 goals.
So 20 minutes remaining in this contest.
2 goals in 20 minutes.
And 2 goals in
Some people say that's easy, but no, not in this game, I don't believe. And great opportunity to thank our sponsors, and big thanks to all these volunteers as well that are out there helping, and a big shout out to you guys that are listening to us drone on and on endlessly about hockey. Anyway, big shout out to SkyCity, Queenstown, the Concrete Brothers, AWS Legal, NASCO Factory, Queenstown Health, Cook Brothers Construction, the film crew, James Ellen Photography, Media Works, Sign It, Impact, Eventifine, Upholstery Workshop, and of course the Queenstown Ice Hockey Club. Speaking of the film crew, we got big thanks, Joel on the camera and Joe pushing the buttons at the back there.
Oh, he does far more than that. That man is like the head of operations.
Right.
So this will not happen. These broadcasts do not get to your viewing pleasure without the careful consideration and expertise and kind touch by this man sitting directly behind me.
Yeah, it reminds me of, you remember Star Trek? All the buttons and them, you know, when they're at the big control panel, that's what it looks like here.
That's next level, Dave. You
Yeah.
are really spacing me out.
The old Star Trek anyway.
Oh, that was the good stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Or we could be, you know, we could be in a space capsule, yeah. Anyway, we're going to take a break. End of the second, 3-1 for the Admirals. 20 minutes of great hockey coming up, so.
Stick around.
Yep.
That third period action. Kakite.
This live coverage is brought to you by the Film Crew. This live coverage is brought to you by the Film Crew.
And we're back. Wow, what a battle. Third period between the SkyCity Stampede and the West Auckland Admirals. 3-1 for the West Auckland Admirals, and I'm betting that they have not, or the Stampede has not been in this position for quite a while. 20 minutes of hockey left, and they've got a big hole to dig themselves out of. Great pursuit by the Admirals, great forechecking by the Admirals. They might need it more. All right, puck dropped and quick offside by the Admirals. I'm Dave Dudnick, and with me we have Ian Watermaker out of Auckland.
Originally from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, and I know you come from Regina.
Yep. Is that on the lake or on the shores of Lake Gitchigumi?
I don't know what that lake is, but it sounds great.
Oh, that's an old, isn't it a song of... now I can't remember the singer. Losing it. All right, Daigle with it. Daigle marching it over the blue line now. Tap forward. And all the way back down. That will be an icing.
Not what Cam Freer, the coach, probably would be wanting out of his troops to start this third period. In my delay getting up here, Dave, I was having a small chat with legend himself who has been around this game, very influential in the Queenstown ice hockey community, and Mr. Graham Glass.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
So
Mr.
I
Glass
do acknowledge
himself.
and do have to thank him for his long-time service, and he wants to see a lot more out of his local team here as we had a break.
Ooh, Connor Harrison taking it hard into the boards. huge as he was marching forward. And True taking offense to that hit. There's nothing. Once his legs were out, he was at full, he was redlining it, Connor was.
Yeah, this is a very similar play that happened last night, if you watch that game, folks, where Connor Harrison had a streak of speed and he was being hounded by Regan on the Admirals defensive, and Regan got inside defensive position, forced Connor to the outside, as he did again here, hit him, and all of that momentum and speed collected both players going into the boards, and Harrison going in quite heavily, and it looks like there will be a call against the Admirals.
Penalty gate is open. They're just discussing it.
Because again, this was not called oh no, it was called the last time. We'll see if it's called again. When two players, one has the puck, the other player is entitled to hit that person.
Yeah.
And it just so happened he's
they
skating
were
really fast.
Both of them were in full flight, boy. Yeah, just.
So that's what the Admirals captain Justin Daigle will be arguing here, but I'm sure that Mitchell Freer will be saying the same. Okay, they're deciding what the length of determination of time for the penalty. 2 men. Is he saying 2 men or 2 minutes? 2 men. So maybe there was a retaliation or something that we did not see.
No, I lied.
It's
Regan,
2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
They're calling it boarding. Again,
which wasn't near the yeah.
The hit happened away from the boards. The momentum
boards.
and the skating speed took him into the boards.
Boy, the fans right underneath that would have had a great view of all of it. Harrison was limping on his favoring his knee, so we'll see what happens, because we do know he's
had shoulder trouble in the past, so we hope it wasn't his shoulder going in. Nevertheless, we have a Stampede power play, which has not been super hot lately with that aggressive penalty kill from the Admirals. So we'll see how they go in this one.
Great opportunity there. That was a nice opportunity and a shot from Amston. And
great save there by Chubba. You can see it.
Saw through all those bodies, and a big slapper, and blocked in front of the net. Sofer feeds Chalice, who just stops, feeds Daigle, and Daigle takes the shot, and Strayer picks that up. Strayer over the blue line, trying to tap it in front, puck bouncing in front, and just can't get a piece of it. And Ellis pushed off the puck.
Takes a big whack there by Strayer, a bit of a lumberjack hack,
and
chopping down some lumber trees.
Amston with it. Amston waiting for the line change as Van Stickle gets fresh legs on the ice. McCog taps it around. And referee didn't seem to mind that second shot. Buck bouncing in front. Great clearing action by the Admirals. But Harrison's back out there, so.
And the Admirals clear again. Putting all that pressure back on the Stampede, because the Stampede, they do need to score, so possibly squeezing the sticks a little too hard here or making some extra passes.
Look at that
they can't
pursuit
get it through.
by Harrop. Harrop, for big pressure. And Hayward Jones just rails it back down with 25 seconds left in that penalty.
Really playing as a unit on that penalty kill. The Admirals. So frustrating the Stampede.
They can afford to send someone up forward. That's quite good. And a clear down, and that'll kill it.
Another, as the penalty does expire, another successful penalty kill for the Admirals.
Yeah, I see Connor Harrison going off on a little bit of a leg up, so that leg might not be as healthy as he wants it to be. Affording any injuries at this time of the season.
And looking forward, that has implications towards semis and finals, right? So you want players to be healthy and fit. But you got to get through the match that's right in front of you.
That's it. That's right. You got to play this game before you can worry about any of that.
Yeah, no one's won the championship yet. You got to get there.
Big lead pass. And Vesper over the blue line, centers, tapped away. Strayer picks it up, carries to the corner. Sofer with it on the red line. Sofer over the blue line. Harangued by Henderson just as he's about to shoot. Chamberlain puts on the gas. Look at him go. Regan puts on the gas one side, then the other. No icing. And puck is railed up all the way to Kennedy on the red line. Shot on Brooks.
So that will be a deliberate icing. Well, sorry, not icing. Deliberate offside, which will take the puck all the way down in the Admirals zone. Because the Admirals player there, Kennedy Taylor, he shot it into the zone while one of the Admirals players was still inside that attacking space.
Not only shooting it into the zone, he shot it and the goal onto the goalie.
Yeah, so that will result in
all the way down.
Face-off in the Admirals' defensive zone.
Back to big shot from Amston, roll on a rolling puck, but it did make it all the way to Chava. And there's Hurley, feeds Carson Pratt, can't control it, and Chamberlain picks that up. Haynes, little shot, little tap, nice little
redirect.
Work by Hurley.
Yeah, excellent redirect. I was going to say there's been a lot of miscues with the stick, like where Stampede players just haven't really had a handle on the puck for a long time. Just that fraction of a second,
half a tape off.
And that's the difference in this game. The Admirals have been very hungry to get that puck back and often have been winning that 50-50 battle.
Closing the gap.
And they close the gap. They put the pressure on them. Don't give them time and space. Really frustrating the way the Stampede possibly are used to playing.
Beautiful work by Chubba making that save as
and a second rebound.
Fires it on. And again, takes Hurley down.
So there will be a penalty coming to the Admirals as Hurley is laboring.
McLeish.
As there was a battle in front as per, when the puck is on the outside of the danger area, sometimes that triangular area in front of the goal, and the puck was shot in towards that area, but McLeish defending his goal, maybe a little bit too liberal with the stick there, Dave?
I wasn't watching that. That was kind of off the puck, so I don't know, but obviously referee Kenny Gustafson saw that, and another opportunity for the Stampede. Having to stitch something together here. Amston cross to Strayer, who can't control him, firing it down. Is Daigle once again.
As the Admirals are quite confident in their penalty kill. We'll see if that is again successful for them this time around, as the penalty count was quite favorably the other way last night.
Tangled up. Stampede, four of them together, all within a
really
throw.
Out of sync.
And Amston with it. And Harrison now. Harrison drags it to the corner. Huge pressure from that defense. And Harrison can't bat it in. Back to the corner for McIntosh. Back to the point to Amston. McIntosh drifts one.
Great glove save by Chubba. McIntosh unleashes a cannon.
Yeah, that was a huge net, and boy, that was a flick of the pads and it's a flick of the glove and it's down.
So Stampede looking to go to their big guns, I guess, with McIntosh having a high, hard shot from that top of the blue line space. But Chubba seeing it, stopping it.
Yeah,
he's pretty dialed in this game.
Beautiful work. Back to McIntosh, who's trying to figure out what to do with it. Freer takes a shot off the boards. McIntosh rolls to McIntosh, who feeds Harrison. Hurley can't control it behind the net. 37 seconds left in that penalty to McLeish. One time off a skate. That's got to leave a mark, surely.
Just not getting through cleanly. Nothing.
Colin McIntosh one times it off the glass. I think it caught a body. Bad bounce off the glass. Feeding Ellis, I believe, who fires it down the ice. McIntosh, big lead pass to Freer.
That's icing, as they elected that Mitchell, the captain, doesn't touch it.
Right.
He didn't get a stick on it, so that
I thought he did touch it, yeah.
That the puck will come all the way back down for offensive zone faceoff for the West Auckland Admirals as they, again, their penalty killers successful killing another penalty.
They're
so
maybe
often that's high risk, high reward, but when you take penalties,
yeah, but they're confident in
but
it.
they can kill them off. So they also have a 2-goal lead here, Dave. And there's 13 minutes, 37 seconds remaining
in this game.
In the game.
Daigle takes a quick shot off the boards. Hurley rails it around to no one, where Hayward Jones picks it up and is kicked to the corner. Huge pursuit because the penalty's over now. And it's Hayward Jones fires it around, rails it around. Back to Daigle on the point. Back into the corner. Pushed off the puck by McIntosh, or by Freer. And
it's right for the referees,
yeah.
But when you have 52 minutes in penalties called against one team and 8 penalties on the other team, that is a very distinct difference. And I don't know what the penalty count is currently, but clearly the Admirals have been on the penalty kill a large portion of this game.
And that's Daigle sitting out, so that's quite important to their penalty kill because he's, like I say, doing a lot of heavy lifting. Strayer centering. So face off. Boy, they seem to have good control. Bex, what do you think? What would you do? Nigel, if you're watching, big shout out to all our people that are listening across Otago and all of New Zealand and the world. Keeping it is an Amston, trying to keep it in, and Henderson, and turning it around, and McIntosh can't keep that in. So Amston drags back into his own zone. McIntosh puts a couple moves on, and he's drawn a hooking penalty, so this will even be more advantageous for now McIntosh.
Now 6-on-4 as the Admirals, the Stampede pulled the goalie, but the Admirals do touch it.
So McIntosh preferred to get that penalty on and rolling rather than trying to set something up. So,
well, he did well there, Dave. He had pressure on him. There was actually 2 Admirals hanging off of him. That was a warranted penalty. There was, again, water skiing evident where a man with the puck, skating with speed, is going to make a move around you. The man that's kind of standing still or flat-footed elects to hold on with the stick. That's going to get you 2 minutes in the bin. Now it's a 5-on-3 situation.
So up and not out. McIntosh can't control it, and it bounces all the way around.
Chalice does well there to fight through that, to send it down, killing more time off that penalty.
There's about a minute left in the first penalty, and then minute 30 left roughly in that second one. Keeping it is Amston across to Colin McIntosh. McIntosh
backdoor.
Chubba makes a spectacular pad save. They owe him something after that. 5-on-3. Amston across to Colin McIntosh. McIntosh can't hit McCog. And Amston keeps it in. McIntosh can't hit the corner as he's trying, and that just about
Admirals
burdens.
Clear it again.
There's 12 seconds left. 12 seconds.
As Daigle gets ready to step back onto the ice to make it 5-on-4.
So Daigle's back on Amston. Shot off the glass and hustling for it. And they can't keep it in, forcing Amston across ice into his own zone. And Harrop just way up there.
Just again taking away that time and space away from making a
And he's got
easy
help
play.
from Ellis there. And just a bouncy puck, and Ellis ends up with it, charges into the zone, takes the shot off a pad.
Just very disruptive.
Yep. Inconveniently placed.
But it's effective, Dave. They have
Yeah,
been having success
they're doing
with
their
it. They've
job.
done their job.
Yep.
So there's only 8 seconds remaining in the penalty to Henderson.
Closing.
The Admirals will be very pleased with killing off another 5-on-3 situation.
Great work by them. That closing up after when they're 5-on-4, closing up the thinking space. You know,
But you got to think, Dave, if you're the Stampede, if you're going to take a timeout at some point in this game soon to get your team back on track here, to dial them back in, as we had a great shot saved by Chaba. Chaba's standing real tall in net for the Admirals, so Stampede
left a big rebound,
something.
but nothing there. No one there or nobody.
That's a possible icing, but it is
waved
not
off.
called.
Waved off. So True picks up a loose puck, bobbles it,
Fumbles it.
and again rails it to the corner, but it's missed. I think tired bodies.
Well, there's some that you could say that. Again, we said about athletes being conditioned. These are the moments you want to play for.
Sofer tried to lay the hit, but
He's reeling. He got hit. Pop. He got a
Popped,
real good one right there. Popped is a good word for it.
it's Daigle with it. Daigle trying to make Lockie Freer. Chaba making another spectacular save.
As an errant giveaway by the Admirals, uncharacteristic in their own zone, and
Chaba,
Lockie gets a huge play.
There'd be a Henry pursuing. And Haynes around to Freer. Freer, big lead pass, stopped. Can't hit McCog. And Freer with it again, back behind his own net, being almost muscled off the puck. Colin McIntosh cross ice to Lockie Freer. Lockie bumped off the puck. They hammer on the brakes to get back in that, but it's tapped behind the net. And it's fed up to, intercepted by True. Tapped back into the blue line, where Strayer gives pursuit. Now it's just a matter of chewing up time for the Admirals.
Well, they have the luxury. Well, they have well, I don't want to say luxury, but they have a 2-goal lead, so they can force the issue if they want to. They can put a full court press. They can wait for the other team to come at them. Stampede have to score. There's no question. They got to get 2 goals to equalize, or this game will start to get more and more out of reach for them, and they're gonna end up feeling more of that pressure and have to do something that's uncharacteristic. This is where guys. Well, you may see some more individual play start to happen, and that's what's the opposite of what's needed. They need more team unity and teamwork right now, which has not been very clear from this whole weekend.
Yeah. All right, McLeish after the face-off puts it up. And Strayer. Offside, I guess.
Yep, definite eagle eyes on that one, with the linesman indicating with a very strong whistle that time, which is good. You need a clear whistle when you are playing, especially in a very loud building like down here at Queenstown. If you ever do get a chance, please come down and watch a game at this ice arena. It is phenomenal to see.
It's great. It's very, very passionate.
But the Stampede fans need something to cheer about here. They are down by 2 goals. And this is uncharacteristic as to how quiet this rink has been, especially on a Saturday night.
Sofer's back out there, so he's collected his thoughts. Strayer tangled up with Sofer, and Ellis ends up with it, as Ellis just on the red line, over the red line.
A little bit of dump and chase, Dave. You'll see them doing this a lot over the next 5 to 6 minutes.
Carson Pratt bumping Vesper off the puck. And Amston across to True. True over the red line, fires it in. Big bounce, forcing Daigle back into the corner.
Quite composed under pressure, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Plays for those moments.
Cole off the boards, misses his mark. And it's taken behind the net again by Daigle. Vesper moves past Strayer. And finally, Strayer picks it up, or Van Sickle picks it up and tries to feed Pratt in the middle. And tap back on over the blue line, forcing Vesper to try to dump it in. Freer. Mitchell Freer giving chase. And it's finally muscled out where McIntosh across the coil. Coil can't make the pass, and it's tapped back in. Big pursuit by Henry. And see, that's the kind of pressure that. And now Freer with it in his own zone. Big lead pass to Colin McIntosh. McIntosh loses to Freer, and Freer fires it on net. Marching it out is Chamberlain. Hammers on the brakes. Finally pushed off the puck. Allowed to carry all the way in to Stampede area. And Freer cross ice. McIntosh back to McCog. McCog carries. McCog in the corner, being heavily pursued by Hayward Jones. And Freer, or McIntosh, back one time, shot, and off the timber. They're trying everything. Chubba is a stone wall.
Well, yeah, you might think that, but it has to take a long while to get to him, because the Stampede are just not getting it to him enough. Like,
yeah,
more often, they are not getting through that neutral zone clean. You say broken plays. The amount of times it hasn't been clean, it hasn't been smooth. It's been the MO of this game tonight, where Admirals frustrate the Stampede, not allowing them getting anywhere close to Chaba, so making his job a lot easier for him, where they need to be doing the opposite. They got to get through. They got to make some plays that carry the pucks instead of making they're almost forcing the issue when they don't need to. Again, this is the time when you have to be more composed.
Yeah, stay collected, yep. So railing it around, Daigle shovels it up to Chalice, and he fires it up to the blue line. 4 minutes and some change left in this third period. Off a skate shot, great blocker save, forcing Brooks to react quickly on that as the puck changed directions. True fires it around to Amston. Amston. Connor Harrison. And it's kept in. And finally Van Sickle fires it across ice to Amston. Amston marches over the red line, over the blue line, loses it to
Just
Daigle.
not getting through.
Yep. Daigle over the red line, fires it in. And off a boot. And there's Hurley with it, trying to control it, can't. And Carson Pratt can't control it on the blue line. And it's waved off, so Freer's forced back into behind the net. Van Sickle, Hurley.
Just again, another neutral zone
And
turnover.
here's a
Another
chance.
turnover
Hurley
here for
robs Regan. Shot Hurley. And it's kept in, but no one there as everybody is trying to clear the zone. Hayward Jones. And Mac Cog with it. Bullies his way through to the hash marks and takes a shot. Good work by Chava. Back to the point. True. Sends it to the corner. True whiffs on it. Pushes it to the corner. And Regan with it. Big saucer. Big.
Looking to make a full line change.
And True marches it in. Slams on the brakes. In the corner goes Freer, Lockie Freer, back to shot from Strayer. Strayer's forced to the boards with it. Fires it on net. Big deflection, but doesn't go near the net. And Hayward Jones can't clear it out.
You got to wonder here, Dave, too, as long as this time is getting closer to 2 minutes, if the Stampede elect to pull the goalie in this situation, they are down by 2. They need to score.
They'll need it. It's always good practice. Amston Cross to Freer. Freer can't feed Strayer. And it's fired back down. Amston with it in his own zone. Big lead pass to McIntosh. McIntosh picks up. Dances past the Daigle, but then tangled up and puck bounces all the way down. The way the turnovers are happening, that pulling your goalie is probably perhaps not such a good idea at the moment.
Well, they got to do something.
Yeah,
they're down by 2.
I guess you're right. Yeah. So what are your choices? Lose by 2 or lose by 3? Shot McLeish wide, and it's kicked to the point. Shot, and Brooks
elects to play it.
Keeping some momentum, I guess. As Amston to Harrison, collects it, fires it in. Sofer with it. Sofer off a skate. True can't keep it in. And it's cleared out. Amston with it. Amston.
Under a minute left to play in this game, Dave.
Goals have been scored in less time, but it just means great save, Chava.
He does well with the first shot to save it, and then also under pressure with the rebound, he makes a save. Surely here the Stampede should call a timeout.
Yeah.
As they have elected to do. 44.7 seconds remaining in the third period. Is it a little bit too little too late, Dave?
Perhaps. They just, especially the pursuit and just the energy that the Admirals seem to still have just on top of every play.
Well, it's that team game. Like, it's that team, everyone contributing in their role, unified, moving forward. They haven't changed their game plan from yesterday. 5-on-5, they are demonstrating they are the better team at present.
Yeah.
So this will and this could have some serious implications going
Moving
into
forward.
the next round.
Yes.
Hugely implicative for if the Admirals take this win, if they do manage to win this.
I'm thinking Christchurch might be chewing on some of their nails right now, because this
so
is
will Stampede watching the games. There's a shot, goal. That's exactly what they needed. The timeout, creating this opportunity, face-off win.
Freer.
Face-off right to Lockie, getting a shot through a screen and a goal. Putting it within 1, down to 41 seconds. Here we go, folks. Tune into that live stream if you are not down here in Queenstown.
I do understand that Queenstown Arena does have a defibrillator, and this could be cardiac work here.
Well, they got to liven up the fans in some point in time. Right. Like the fans didn't have a huge amount to cheer about. Now they are back awake. Let's see if they've awoken the giant that is the Stampede, as they might
back in.
Take the goalie out as well.
All right.
Well, we shall see if it is too little too late, but they are under the gun at the moment. They do elect to pull the goalie, and he does play the puck himself.
Strayer can't control it. Puts to McIntosh. McIntosh feeds Freer. Freer drifts in, takes that shot, taps wide. And a big flick
it's cleared.
pass.
Killing more time off the clock. Not going to make it for icing. Oh, and it will. 8.4 seconds on the clock, Dave. The way they scored that last goal, all it takes is literally a second.
Yep.
Face-off win and a shot could prove the difference here.
Bad enough.
What will they do? Here. The net is empty, so it is a 6-on-5 situation.
And they've called a time.
And Admirals calling their timeout of the game, giving their troops a bit of a breather, and also electing to have
timeout blue.
A bit of a chat to their group.
Yeah.
To get their line sorted, to decide, okay, who's going to be positioned where? What's your assignment? How do you block the oncoming shot? They have one extra attacker.
What is your assignment? That's a great question. Do your job.
Well,
everybody.
That's it. If you know your role and you do your job and you do it effectively and well, you have less things to complain about at the end of the game as a coach. If you're evaluating team performance and player performance, that's all you ask for in your players.
They've been doing their job, so.
Well, you can't let up now until the final whistle. That determines.
I don't know why it
takes
this to get this fans riled up, but they do.
So Stampede elect to have 3 in front of the net.
Yeah. Big
But
clutter.
they lose the face-off.
In front. Shove it.
Puck
Puck
is
bouncing
loose.
in front. And that'll be it.
As Admirals, they take it. They take 3 points here
Yeah,
with a total of
games.
5 points in 2 games.
Yeah.
I don't know when the last time the Stampede have lost at home
games.
twice in a row, possibly dating back to 2015, unless my math is incorrect. They have not lost 2 games at home in a row
Boy,
for a very long time.
you guys watching this treated to some spectacular hockey this weekend. Great opportunity. And this throws the cat amongst the pigeons for the final.
Yeah, you cannot rest at all, and that just the Admirals have demonstrated through great team play, regardless of where you are in the standings. Maybe the Stampede thought, oh, we're comfortable up here. We can cruise right into the final.
Well, I
We've
don't
got
know.
a home final. Well, it might not be a Stampede home final at the moment. We do not know that. That is undetermined at present.
Yeah, that's right. And it's all going to come down to other games.
That impact on their
Yep.
season. Their
Yeah.
regular season is now finished.
Yep.
They have to wait on the outcomes of other teams, which is not a position you want to be in.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to dictate how the season unfolds for you. That
wanna
is the
control it, yep.
advantage of how this 5-league team is set up. So Stampede, I'm a bit surprised, to be perfectly honest with you, Dave. I did expect a little bit more from them, especially a bit more of a pushback. That was too little, too late. They did manage to show some fight, which is great. That does show that they have the capability. So it is possible. It's there. They have the tools, but
Wonderful play. Admirals played as a unit and kept to their game plan, so they did well. Well, my goodness, this throws the cat amongst the pigeons for these last few rounds. And like you said, the entire Stampede position depends on the outcome of other games.
I didn't know you like to throw cats, Dave.
Oh, I know. I get in trouble for that. Oh, well. So that's it for my season here at Queenstown Arena until the finals.
Well, possibly the semifinals. You just don't know. That could be some semifinal action down here. We shall wait and see. So thank you very much, Fano, for tuning in to this live stream broadcast.
Fantastic hockey treated to. By the way, next weekend here at Queenstown Arena, same time, 7 o'clock, Wakatipu Wild against Dunedin. And then Saturday night. So that'll be another great battle.
We do thank you for your listening pleasure, and as the fans, they salute their players, and the players salute the fans. Admirals.
I noticed quite a collection of Admiral fans up there. That's pretty impressive.
A lot more people are they're traveling with their team, showing their support, and that often is what gets people through a season, is having that extra support, like from management to coaching staff to trainers and physios. They all have an impact on how a team operates.
Yeah.
And that has been the MO for the Stampede. The Stampede have been the champions. They have been the ones that have set that standard. They have 6 national titles to their credit since 2005, since this league started. So they are the ones with the target on their back. Yeah. They are the ones that you want to beat them. They're the champions. So naturally, people are gunning for them. They're not going to be just on this perch forever. People will constantly be contesting to see who's going to knock them off. And at the moment, one of those teams is the West Auckland Admirals.
Yes. Well, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say good night and thanks for listening. And we'll talk to you soon.
Ka kite ano.